Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to the Coffee Talk Podcast, Coffee Talk Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, it's kind of evening. People call this the evening. It's 3:30 where I'm located in the Midwest. But I like to call it afternoon because it's so more closer to noon than it is to sunset. However, welcome to the show. And I want to apologize to our viewers. We missed our last two episodes. We did do a episode last Monday, but these past Wednesday and last Friday, we didn't have a show, but we plan on making those shows up this week. And that's why we have Monday show, which is typically on Mondays, our cultural studies show. We're actually going to have that tonight, or actually right now, I should say. So this is the Coffee Talk Podcast. How is everyone doing? Where I'm located, the weather is nice. The snow is melting. I know in some areas of or regions of the United States, y'all don't have any snow down south and a few places to the southeastern region. But we're starting to, our snow's starting to go ahead and melt. So I'm happy about that. We're about 55 degrees today in Twin Cities. It's sunshine. It's a beautiful day, you know. But yeah, so listen, we got a great show for today. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about Britney Griner. She's a WNBA player, and we're definitely going to get into that. But if this is your first time joining our show, Coffee Talk, we never start a show without giving it its flavor or its words to wisdom. So today's flavor, before we start our show, is rum chata. Rum chata. Rum chata is a Caribbean rum with real dairy cream. Rum chata is a Caribbean-based cream liquor flavored with cinnamon and vanilla. Inspired by the Spanish and Latin American, it's inspired by the Spanish and Latin American drink horchata. Rum chata is made in Wisconsin and uses natural dairy cream. After its launch in 2009, rum chata quickly rose to the top of its category and found many dedicated fans. Regularly found in bars and home liquor cabinets, it can easily compete in popularity, taste, and versatility with long-established brands like Bailey's Irish Cream. Whether enjoyed as a shot on the rocks, as a coffee creamer, or mixed into a delicacy sweet cocktails, rum chata is an excellent liquor to keep at your bar. So this is today's flavor. So as you know, we like to bring you into our show, Coffee Talk, and we always say, pour yourself some coffee, some cappuccino, a smoothie, some water, some wine, whatever gets you right. Come on in, kick your feet up, and enjoy yourself in our humble home here at Coffee Talk. So that's today's flavor. Today's flavor, again, is rum chata. It's a Caribbean rum with real dairy cream. And you know what, man? It's nice if you want a nice little buzz, but and you want to mix it with your coffee. I would definitely recommend that. You also can go ahead and drink it straight up. Other than that, today's words of wisdom is this. If you are happy right now, continue to be happy. Whatever areas you are in, if there's no happiness, if there's no energy, remove yourself from that and continue to smile today. Continue to strive today. Continue to be happy. And so those are the wise words here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. What's going on with Britney Griner? Give me 1 second. There's something popping up on my screen that shouldn't be. Okay, good. I apologize to our viewers. All right. So Britney Griner is a WNBA basketball star, and she has been detained in Russia, reportedly for possession of vapes with cannabis oil. She's a 7-time WNBA All-Star and 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Britney Griner was arrested at a Moscow airport under suspicion of large-scale transportation of drugs after allegedly traveling to Russia with vape cartridges filled with cannabis oil. Allegedly placing several bags onto a conveyor belt for an X-ray. This is when they discovered the vape cartridges filled with hashish or cannabis oil. Though news of Griner's detainment reverberated across the United States this weekend, the basketball superstar had actually been in Russia custody for nearly a month before America public learned of her situation. So she's already did like 3 weeks to a month. After the Times released its report, fellow WNBA veteran Angel McCautry noted on Instagram that her friend had been there for about 3 weeks. Like many other women's basketball players, Griner spends her WNBA offseason competing overseas to supplement her income. She was headed to Russia to join the Russian powerhouse and perennial EuroLeague champion UMMC Ekaterinburg, for whom she has played for since 2014. She reportedly commands $1 million over there in Russia annually from the Russian team, competing alongside a rotating group of fellow WNBA superstars such as Breanna Stewart, Jonquil Jones, Allie Quigley, Courtney Vandersloot, and Emma Messiman. Now, according to Yahoo News, SABA Malamud, a former sports journalist for a leading national outlet in Russia, told insiders that drug charges are taken extremely seriously in the country. Even possession of cannabis, which Russian authorities claim Griner was carrying off the plane, could be considered a major offense. People in Russia have been detained and given enormous sentences for just having a small amount of marijuana. Slava Malamud said they're really, really brutal and medieval about any type of drugs in Russia. Still, Malamud allowed for the possibility that Griner was caught in a larger geopolitical chess match. He characterized the drug smuggling indictment as the go-to charge if you want to frame somebody. If you generally found out something on a foreigner and you only want to make a political statement about it, that's a slam dunk for them, he added. So that's why I was worried when I found out that this is the charge. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about WNBA salaries, y'all. I know you heard it before, how they're underpaid. You know the average salary in the WNBA Women's Basketball Professional Basketball League is $75,181. That's the average salary. And the current wage salary, the current wage gap, I should say, is $8.24 million. Now, men receive actually 15 times more salary just for their bar minimum, and that is $898,310. So let's go ahead and break down Britney's contract. Britney Griner signed a 3-year deal worth $664,544, a contract with the Phoenix Mercury, including an annual average salary of $221,515. In 2022, Griner will earn a base salary of only $227,900, while carrying a cap hit of $227,900. All right. Britney Yvette Griner, she was born October 18th, 1990, and she is an American professional basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA. She played her college basketball for the Baylor Lady Bears in Waco, Texas. She is the only NCAA basketball player to both score 2,000 points, block 500 shots. And in 2012, she became a 3-time All-American and was named AP Player of the Year and the most outstanding player of the Final Four. She stands at 6'9". Griner wears a men's size 17 shoe and has an arm span of 87.5, which is actually 222 centimeters spread across in wingspan. In 2009, Griner was named the nation's #1 high school women's basketball player by Rivals.com. She was selected to the 2009 Phoenix Mercury All-American basketball team. And in 2012, she received the Best Female Athlete ESPY Award. In 2013, Griner signed an endorsement deal with Nike. Griner was on the United States Women's Olympic team in 2016 and led them to a victory at the Rio Olympics. In 2021, Griner was named to the United States Women's National Team for the 2020 Olympics, where she won her second gold medal. So what's going on here is that in February, this past February, Griner was arrested on drug charges in Russia. As I stated, she was detained at the Sheremetyevo International Airport after federal security service says she was carrying vaporized cartridges containing hashish oil, an illegal substance in Russia. Some U.S. officials have expressed concern that Russia may be using her as leverage, as we discussed, in response to the Western sanctions imposed against Russia during the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Former Pentagon official Evelyn Farkas feared Griner could be used as a high-profile hostage in Russia. Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has called for her release. In an interview with CNN, California Democratic Representative John Gargamendi said that it would be very difficult to get Griner out of Russia. He stated that although there might be negotiations to have her released, there would be stymied by the fact that the diplomatic relations between Russia and the United States were strained because of the invasion of Ukraine. She is currently incarcerated. So what is y'all's thoughts on that? You know, I want to go ahead and talk about several things as we pertain to Britney Griner. And one of them is, you know, it's unfortunate that our athletes have to travel overseas. Now, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. You know, she had to go over there. She's getting paid $1 million for a team she's been playing with since 2014. She's not making that kind of money, as we discussed. So I understand why she had to go over there. You know, and I'm not here to blame the WNBA for the fact that she has to go over there, but I want them to look at, you know, the women athletes are not getting paid. Now, I understand as a business forefront that, you know, they need more fans. Certain teams can pack arenas. Other teams can't, you know. So I get it. They're not packing them. But the WNBA, I mean, the NBA as a whole is making probably close to $1 trillion through merchandise, through TV contracts, you know, and they could give a little bit more to players in the WNBA. I mean, Britney Griner is a champion, by the way, in the WNBA, and she's definitely a face. You know, if you are a basketball player or fan, you know who Britney Griner is. She was one of the first women that I've seen ever dunk a basketball in a college game. Yeah, I remember that. You guys might want to look up that video on YouTube. Fast break. She went ahead and dunked. And when she did it, it was by surprise, because during that time period, we didn't see women dunking. And now you're starting to see a lot more women dunking due to, you know, today's technology as far as an exercise equipment, and, you know, just how people are building their bodies up. So you're now starting to see it more often than you did then. But yeah, Britney Griner was one of the first to dunk in the game. I'm sure Cheryl Miller dunked in the game as well. I remember her talking about that, Reggie Miller's sister. She also hit 100 points in one game. So what's your thoughts on Britney, man? She's over there. She's in jail. You know, I don't believe our athletes should have to go travel way over there just to, you know, make ends meet, you know. And it's unfortunately that, you know, she's playing in a women's league and she's getting less than $300,000 a year. Again, she has a 3-year deal for $664,544 contract for 3 years. So she's only getting like $221,515, $227,900 for the last 2 years of that. Now, what is your thoughts on her carrying vapes? Now some of my viewers, you may say, well, that's her fault. She should have been trying to go through an airport with any dirt. We call it dirt. And that is true. That is something that we could say she should be held accountable. But nowadays, in this era and time, there's so many. What is there? 48 out of 52 states, 46 out of 52 states that allow for illegal marijuana, allow for vaping. But yeah, she does have to hold herself accountable for the fact that perhaps she forgot she had it in her bag. I can't make up these things for her. I can't speak for her. But I know the situation with people, may have something in their bag they may have forgot about, But for those that think they can sneak stuff through airports, hey, man, you get what you get, Ever since 9/11, man, these airports have really cracked down on what you can and cannot bring on the airport. What's y'all's thoughts? Let me know what you think. What's your thoughts on Britney Griner? Do you know who she is? Do you follow the WNBA basketball? What's your thoughts on her still being incarcerated over there in Russia due to having vapes, hashish? One reporter called it cannabis. Same thing. So we missed Monday's show, and again, Monday's show is our cultural studies show. We usually like to go ahead and give big props to our authors, our ancestors, our scholars, our scientists, our people. But we missed Monday, so we went ahead and wanted to go ahead and drop today. And instead of putting Britney Griner on our Wednesday sports show that we do on Wednesdays, I decided to bring it in here because it is geopolitical. We definitely want to make sure that she is safe. She's already been incarcerated for up to a month, they say, allegedly, and we just want to make sure the young lady is safe. She is one of our children. We want to make sure that we can bring her home safely and soundly. So go ahead and leave your comments, leave your thoughts on Britney Griner, leave your comments and thoughts on the Russian-Ukraine situation going on. How do you feel about it? To me, I don't have a dog in that race, so I stay out of that, But I would love to hear what your comments are. So again, I would like to go ahead and thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk. And I do apologize that we missed the last 2 episodes. We're going to make them up this week. I promise our viewers that, I always come through. And I just want to go ahead and hit you up with the universal peace sign. And I just want to say thank you for continuing to support the Coffee Talk Podcast Cultural Variety Show. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, Wednesday, for a sports edition, Coffee Talk style. All right, I'll see you soon. Peace.